let me get this straight. I could create life right now, right before your eyes, and y'all wouldn't give a fuck. But a couple of dudes write in a book that some other dude created the entire universe and everyone in it, and you just devote your entire life to it?
How old are you?
Well, that's a secret that I shouldn't tell.
How about you?
I am 51.
Are you single?
Yes. Yes.
Have you ever been married?
Yes, once.
And how long was your marriage?
19 years.
So after spending 19 years with a man, why even throw the relationship away?
Love went to an end. It ended.
So at what point did the love actually fade?
Well, it's I don't know.
Matters.
Yeah.
Well, we're from Spain. Okay, so it's not relationships about Miami. If you want me to talk to you about relationships in Miami, I can tell you something about that. I've been married for 22 years.
So you are currently married.
No, I'm not married. I'm divorced.
Why did your relationship come to an end, you think?
Because that's not what I wanted.
And at what point did you figure that out?
A long time ago, but we had 2 children, and it took me a while to decide that.
So where do you go from here after having 4 decades combined marriage come to an end now?
To enjoy life right now and to look for the person that deserves us.
We are living a second life, this second opportunity. Different life, different place, different countries, different business, everything different.
So you don't think that your first marriage was it? Like that was your window?
Of course, life is very, very long, and there are many opportunities. You just need to love yourself and to find the person that loves you as you deserve.
I was reflecting on my walk this morning because I'm back on my walks. I was reflecting on the decision that I have made to leave my marital relationship. And I think that for a long time, you contemplate in your brain, like, leaving before you do leave. And I think that you work on trying to make things better before you leave as well. You don't just go. Like, I think as a woman, like, you just don't up and leave. I think that your brain is going there for a long time. And obviously we had marriage counselling last year. But I think that for all the reasons that I left, since leaving, I've realised that those reasons are even more valid because they show even more once you leave the relationship that it was the right decision to leave. Like, for all the reasons that I think about why I left, they show up so strongly now. And yeah, I just sort of like, it's more of a reflection of the fact that if someone is scared to leave their relationship, the grass is, they say the grass is not green on the other side, but the grass is more peaceful on the other side if you are really unhappy.
Stop it. Get some help.
You know what I think one of the biggest lies and missellings that there is in the dating world for people? I think, people are brainwashed by this idea that there's plenty of fish in the sea. No, there isn't. Is that you are a unique and complex makeup of certain characteristics, certain unique things about you that is only going to be complementary with a very small number of people, if one. And so it's not about sourcing the field to find the perfect partner for you. It's about becoming the version of you that is true and authentic, and then naturally magnetizing towards the person that is right for you. There's plenty of fish in the sea notion is absolute nonsense, because when you're seeking yourself through others, through trying to reflect back through others, because you think, there's loads of people out there, there's loads of options, there's loads of this, there's loads of that. It isn't true. Is that, number one, when you do that, you're also selling yourself short and saying that your unique blend and your unique nature is identifiable out in the masses, and therefore, you know, you could pretty much blend with the masses, with anyone. Whereas when you accept your unique nature and you accept the potency of what that means, the rarity of what that means, you start to understand that you don't want to be wanted by everybody. You don't care about that. You have no inclination to want to feel as if the rest of the world thinks you're their flavor. The truth is that you want the right person, and there is nothing else that interests you than total vibratory alignment. I think the biggest challenge that people have to get over in the modern day is thinking that if something's not readily available, i.e. on the end of a dating app, i.e. you can click a button and something's immediately there in front of you, that therefore it means that you can't have it or it's going to evade you. And so people get caught up in this idea they have to keep doing something, moving, being in certain places in order to manifest or come into contact with the thing that they want. But the truth is, it's about slowing down. It's about becoming aware of your vibration and what you are emitting, because when you are anchored into yourself, energy doesn't lie. You can feel your body literally pulling in the other person that is in vibrational alignment to you. You can feel the signals that are emitting between your energy fields. And so you know that it's real because the body doesn't lie. Whereas when you're sat there trying to distract and scatter your energy because you think you have to chase after something that's going to evade you if you don't move fast, this is conditioning. This is conditioning of the modern world and nothing else. The great irony of it all is that people that hold this idea, this belief that there's plenty of fish in the sea, also only view themselves as the fish, because it's the only way that you can withhold that belief and project it outwardly is because you also believe it about yourself. And so when you only see yourself as a fish in the sea, other people are only going to treat you like you're another fish in the sea. And that, you know, they've got many, many options to go through as well. So check yourself and your belief systems when it comes to this stuff, because you're in effect creating those experiences for yourself and assigning yourself to those experiences. And your body knows, your soul knows. So just drop into yourself, listen to the signals, because energy never lies.
All these women have one thing in common: the fantasy that the grass is always greener on the other side. We live in the age of replacement. Divorce happens the moment they get bored of their partner, because for the modern woman, monotony is the ultimate sin. Just look at those two Spanish women. After 19 and 22 years of marriage, they bluntly said, "The love is gone," which basically means they got bored of the man. The other one is headed down the same path. These days, people can't stand being bored for even 5 minutes. They don't realize that a peaceful home, free of drama, is the real luxury. But no, what they want is adrenaline, chaos, thrills, and a new problem every week. And as the third woman says, dating apps and social media bombard you with perfect lives, dream vacations, and movie-like couples, and suddenly your real life feels like crap. That's why they believe the big lie that there are hundreds of better options out there. Total fallacy. The actual stats are clear. First marriage survives is almost equal to 40%. Second is almost equal to 60% crash and burn. Third is almost equal to 75% fail. It doesn't get better, it gets worse.
Can we please talk about dating? If you haven't already seen, Vogue UK just posted an article titled, "Is Having a Boyfriend Embarrassing?" Basically just talking about how women are superstitious to share their partner and talk about their personal lives on the internet. And I just have to say, I get it. And that has nothing to do with not being like proud of your partner. But as someone who's like had a public relationship and has seen what that looks like and the effects of mental health, I don't think I personally will ever be sharing my relationship on the internet again. It's just weird when something as personal as your relationship is open to other people having a say in something that they're not part of and actually know nothing about. And then on top of that, if the relationship doesn't work out, a public breakup is a whole nother beast. Everyone just always wants to assume the worst and that's something messy. But a lot of the times people just don't work out. Some people are better as friends. And then God forbid you're a woman who dates a man with any bit of success, because then people are just going to say you're obviously just in it for the money and there's no way you actually like each other. When up until recently, that was literally the norm. Like, women were not supposed to be the bread makers. We were supposed to be the caretakers. We are biologically programmed to want to date above us. That way we can take care of our kids and don't have to worry about protecting. I find it so weird that women get shamed for that. Being a mom is a full-time job that is one of the hardest ones out there. And then on top of that, we live in a world where everyone just wants the next best thing. Social media has created this perception that there are unlimited options and there's something always better, which is why I think it's so hard for people to commit these days. Also why marriage rates are declining and divorce rates are substantially increasing. So I don't know if having a boyfriend would be embarrassing, but it is definitely risky. And obviously when we say having a boyfriend, they don't mean actually having a boyfriend, they mean having a boyfriend publicly on the internet. Honestly, I'd have to agree. And the next time I think you guys will see me be public with a man, at least his face, might be when there's a ring on my finger. Let me know what you guys think though. I'm curious if you think having a boyfriend is also embarrassing.
Oh, hell no. How old are you?
I just turned 29.
Are you single?
I am.
Do you think that you're in your prime now? Or did you miss your window at love back when you were younger?
I don't know if I'm in my prime, but hopefully I did not miss my window.
So you don't find that it's a red flag to be single now?
I don't feel like it's a red flag because I'm a very busy person. Well, first things first, I live in Minnesota, so there's not a lot of options there. It's mostly like couples, families, or gay men. Being in Miami is a total different culture, and there's a lot of beautiful people here.
Well, why do you prefer the Miami man as opposed to the Minnesota man? What's the difference?
And maybe I just like, I like the success mindset. I like the motivation mindset. I like business mindset. So I think that's what it is.
So you're looking for the very best option.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
Do you think it's going to get easier as you get older?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
So why not just find a good guy in Minnesota who'll take you on a nice little date, give him a shot, and then start a family?
Because I could give myself whatever I want at this point in my life. So I don't feel like I need to settle.
So your ideal man in Miami, what does he look like?
I gravitate to ambitious people. So financially, he could be on his way or making steps towards. By any means, I'm not for anyone that's poorer, I suppose. But I don't know, someone who is getting shit done.
Would you date the guy who was only making $65K in Miami?
Well, he would have to have more than me. I mean, I'm making over $100,000, a year. So, 65 is probably not adequate.
That man in Miami who's making upwards of, let's just say, $250K a year.
Sure.
Do you really think he's going for the 29-year-old woman, or are you going to try and get the 23-year-old girl?
Regardless of what they make and what their age is and their social status, men will get whatever the fuck they are feeling at the moment.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Gotta hand it to the woman in the interview. She always has a response for everything. She's entertaining. But she's the classic case of someone chasing the apocalypse 666. 6 feet tall, 6-figure salary, and a six-pack. That mindset is going to leave her single forever. Maybe there aren't that many men in Minnesota making 100K, but she's forgetting one key detail. She moved to Miami, the global capital of hypergamy, where thousands of 20 to 25-year-old women arrive. Hotter, younger, and with the same standards she has, but at 29. As the interviewer told her, a man making $250K plus is going to pick the 23-year-old, not the one pushing 30. And check out the new narrative magazines and podcasts are pushing. Having a boyfriend is embarrassing. Don't show your partner on social media. It's risky. Why do you think they're selling this? To keep up the fantasy of the empowered, independent woman who doesn't need a man, while demonizing relationships and men. A society where men and women are divided and at odds is much easier to manipulate and control. The loneliness epidemic isn't a side effect anymore. Now it's marketed as a virtue, and having a partner as something shameful. This is the most toxic campaign they've launched so far. Before we move on to the next video, I want you to check out a few interesting comments. They always say women check out long before it's over. I agree though, when you're out of a bad relationship, you see things much clearer when the pain goes. Life is short, and for living, always got to do right for you. I say time's a healer. I know myself how much happier I am now. so it's true okay and. If dating apps were so good, why are so many more people now single and lonely? Here is a fact. Throughout my 20s, I was working, studying, and was rejected for not having a six-pack, money, or able to take trips. Now at 30, I have the six-pack, am an executive of a Swiss bank, 6 figures, have a business, and only fly business class. Now I get too much interest. This is a true reflection of society and dating, and nothing else matters. Faced with rolling eyes, I have lived in South Africa, Switzerland, and London. Plenty of fish in the sea, maybe a nonsense. But older dating was no different. In the past, you chose one random person and learned to accept him/her. And you can easily apply this concept from the past equals plenty of this type of fishes in the sea. The only problem is we don't want to make the effort like in the past. What are your thoughts about the 5s and SIXS who think they're 10s, saying they won't accept a man because they think they deserve a 7-figure man who looks like a movie star? I was in dating business. None of dating apps is interested for PPL to match, unless you paid tons of money. That's sad reality. The only service that helped from my perspective is matchmaking. Nothing else. People withering away in their 30s and 40s waiting for the next best thing. My biggest conspiracy theory is that dating is actively being sabotaged to further the gender divide. Men and women are less likely to organize and resist oppression if they are busy resenting each other. If we date and marry, the Matrix can't get as much out of us, since we will give that time and energy to our partner and offspring instead. Also, just like everything else, the Matrix wants to monetize dating too. So we are left with side hustles, loans, and Tinder. The American dream is gone. And it's always been this way. Unfortunately, now social media gives everyone 24/7 access to the grass is greener. Women want the bears, and we want you to subscribe and help us hit 1,000 likes on this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments. It's important to us. All right then, let's get back to the video.
Our generation has become so sick. We have turned the most beautiful thing, finding a partner, into something so ugly that we now think you can form a deep, genuine connection with anyone. There are billions of people in this world. You can always find someone hotter, smarter, richer, better body, taller, more fit, whatever you're looking for, younger. But you know what you're not going to find? You're not going to find that connection that you built with someone special. You're not going to find that in everyone. And that's what we are taking for granted in today's dating world. Just because you see a hotter person pop up on your screen. Building a connection is saying, hey, I love what I have with this person. I'm going to make it work. And I don't care who comes by. They're not going to interrupt this bond because this bond is special and bonds cannot be replaced. So yes, you can replace the physical body. You can replace something better looking, but you cannot replace the soul connection that you have. And some of you need to just sleep on that. That's all.
I wonder how many single men I'm going to trigger this time. Earlier, I filmed a video of me talking about my Hinge no-goes, which is basically things that I see on profiles that is an immediate no for me when I scroll through the dating apps. Since my list is very long, I thought I'd keep sharing my Hinge no-goes. The first is the shirtless pictures. And there's layers to this because if you have your shirtless picture on your first photo, it's a no. It's an immediate no. Also, if you have a shirtless picture where you're taking a selfie in the mirror, it's also a no. Because why are you posing shirtless in a mirror? Why? And I think that also tells you how much men don't know about women. Next one is very random, but it's the little thing that tells you all the little quick facts about your age, your height, everything. My no-go is when people have so much in that thing. Like they have, don't want children, don't have children, drink wine, don't drink wine, have their star sign. People have so much stuff on that. I'm just like, you're taking this way too serious. No. The third one, I thought I'd continue with the non-creative prompts because they're actually so bad. And I'm just gonna keep them as reoccurring. Unusual skill, getting my hoodie back after you borrowed it. My ideal Sunday, gym, church, watching football. And when they have the two truths and a lie thing, it's always about bragging. At least try to be a little bit fun, but it's always about bragging. And I don't like it. Maybe it's the sweet in me, but I don't like it. So those were some of my hinge no-goes. Do you agree? Also, let me know if you want me to do a part 3.
You can't replace deep connections. That takes time. Like I said before, the day they turned a basic human need, having a partner, into a business, everything started collapsing. Men had their taste for real women replaced with virtual girls and blue apps. Porn and OnlyFans are at all-time highs. Women were sold the lie that there's always someone better, and a fake Instagram life that makes their own seem boring and mediocre. Now even politics is a roadblock to dating. When a woman sets unrealistic, non-negotiable standards over nonsense, shirtless pics, zodiac signs, or 3 extra lines in a profile, she's gambling with the quality of her future relationship, while corporations cash in on her loneliness. And the cherry on top, now Vogue and podcasts are pushing the idea that having a boyfriend is embarrassing. At this point, you don't even know whether to laugh or cry at this crap.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What did you expect me to say? I said no, but what did you expect me to say?
This wife put her husband on blast just because he asked for intimacy, and she recorded his humiliation for TikTok. He asked a simple question, a normal question between married adults. But instead of giving him a calm no, she decided to turn her camera on and make him feel like a creep in his own home. You can hear the shift in his voice when he realizes she's filming. A tired, cracked, heartbreaking, "You're recording anyway." That's not a man trying to force anything. That's a man who's clearly been shut down, shamed, and turned into content more times than he can count. And let's be honest, her reaction wasn't about boundaries. It was about ego. She wasn't too busy. She wasn't overwhelmed. She just wanted to embarrass him publicly and make herself look above it, as if wanting your spouse is somehow disrespectful. The saddest part? He accepted the no. What crushed him was the performance, the eye rolls, the attitude, the mockery, the fact that she cared more about her viewers than her own husband's dignity. This is the kind of marriage that breaks a man from the inside out, not because she said no, but because she made him feel stupid for wanting his own wife. She'd rather entertain TikTok, answer emails, and keep her followers engaged than give her partner basic respect.
It's impossible to live in a house where your own wife holds resentment toward you. When intimacy dies in a marriage, it's because there's nothing left to save. That human connection is gone. That intimate moment that keeps the attraction alive between the two of you. When that disappears, what the hell is left? But take a good look at the interaction in that moment.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What did you say?
How was the lie?
No, what did you say before that?
What?
What did you say before that?
I'm gonna take my walk.
Before that.
You want to do it?
Right.
What?
What did you expect me to say? I said no, but what did you expect me to say?
I never know. What difference does it make?
Well, it makes a lot of difference.
You're making a video.
Anyway, exciting times over here, just off the live and catching up with emails and TikToks. And anyway, that's what I get. You want to do it? Marriage 101.
So you're telling me that a man who is your husband can ask you very plainly and straightforward without any pressure if you want to be intimate with him. It's just a clear yes or no answer, and he's not going to pressure you into it. He's on to the next topic, asking you how your life was. But you have to shame him because you are so offended that he asked you that question. How dare he? Because what? You're busy doing the things that are more important, which is talking on your TikTok live, your followers, your emails. This here is something that makes a man feel like nothing. And honestly, when he realizes that he's being filmed, you can hear the exhaustion in his voice. That is a man that had no problem taking the no, but then you made it a problem by shaming him online. Yeah, this is a problematic marriage when this is occurring. Absolutely. When you're finding the need to shame your husband for wanting you online, a husband being shamed for wanting to be with his wife in that way. Make it make sense.
This century, the thing that's going to destroy relationships the most is TikTok. People just won't stop recording their personal lives, especially women, who have this brutal need for attention. The comments on that video are full of married men who know exactly what this guy is feeling, having to ask your own wife for permission to be intimate. When a man has to ask, he's already lost. That woman doesn't desire him. In that relationship, there's no spontaneous physical contact, no kisses, no touches that naturally lead to intimacy. I'll say it again, something I've been saying for a while now. I'd rather start over 1,000 times with someone new than stay stuck in an unhappy marriage. But there's a third video where it looks like this guy is finally leaving. Oh no, my own husband wants me. The horror. Being single is 100% better than being with someone who hates you. A man will sacrifice his happiness for his family. A woman will sacrifice her family for her happiness. In her defense, he should have asked nicer. Be more romantic or playful, not like you want to get a burger. It never starts with "wanna do it." The tone in that man's voice was one of sorrow and regret. I got the impression that he used to give her all the effort in the world, only for her to spit in his face and act like he's never done anything kind for her. This should be private. He doesn't deserve this. This isn't content, it's him communicating what he wants. If she's upset, she needs to communicate with him. I mean, not telling him what she feels is wrong, but actually understanding each other. Quickest way to ruin a marriage is to disrespect your man by emasculating him with criticism, control, and comparison. This woman is done, and he's trying to figure out how to get out every day. Is rather that his statement of, "You'll come back to a completely different house," means her things are out, the locks are changed, and divorce papers are served. I was told by my therapist. This is exactly how we were told to ask about our wants. Y'all are mean to your husbands. I would never humiliate him like this. Now, I've been following Dan for a few years, and she didn't used to have a TikTok. She was just on his lives. But when they started to get popular, she got her own ACCT, and I followed her too. Because I was interested in the father-in-law story. But she is so condescending to Dan and his father, I quit following them. They do play it up a lot for the cameras, but the back and forth is just too easy and comes off as more real than just a husband and wife playing around. There's definite friction. Part of this is how social media and popularity can change people. The other part is most of their unhappiness with each other was always there, and now it's okay to air it on TikTok. But she's a real POS. Women want the bears, and we want you to subscribe and help us hit 1,000 likes on this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments. It's important to us. All right then, let's get back to the video.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I
I was just watching the video where you denied me, and holy shit. Have you read those comments? And I'll tell you, those comments were dead on.
Well, I
mean, that is how I feel inside. I mean, it's not all the time, but, and I get over it very quickly.
maybe you should go get a counselor.
I don't need one. I mean, I self-counsel,
Well,
but
this is not why.
my God.
This is not why I was.
I know, but I was
coming
reading
here
them.
today. When I was coming here today, is I got a Delaney game, and I have some shelves that I need to have hung in the bedroom, and so I was wondering if you could take care of those while I was
Well,
gone.
absolutely. Just give me a list of everything you want me to do. Make the list, and I'll check them off one by one. As soon as you leave, I'll get on it, and I'll just motor through that list. And by the time you get back, you'll be coming home to a different house.
I would love that. That would
Okay,
be
you
great.
make the list, and I'll take care of it.
It's the box in the bedroom.
That big, giant,
The
heavy box?
Big, giant, heavy box.
Absolutely.
There's 2
I love
shelves.
big, giant, heavy boxes.
I was not expecting this follow-up video. I mean, that man is just telling her as it is. And honestly, I think that this man is now like standing on more steady ground where he has a bunch of people that have actually validated his issues with what she was doing. And as he should, he is standing tall and voicing it to her. But her response to hearing his feelings is completely dismissive. And in her next breath, she's asking him to do her a bunch of favors. It is very obvious to me that this is a man that chooses to be happy through any and everything. At the end of this video, he is still smiling and laughing. But this is the trap that a lot of happy-go-lucky men fall into because in the end all, their feelings are dismissed. They're not really heard. What's tough about that is that if their feelings aren't heard on anything, that's not going to result in anything ever really changing. And I would argue that type of person is the one that is most deserving because he's willing to put his own feelings aside in order to keep things happy in the relationship. Which is why it needs to be his woman's priority to make sure that his feelings are being considered.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
This man already has one foot out the door, but I'd bet he's not leaving, not yet. She didn't even listen to him, shut him down in 2 seconds, and immediately hit him with the to-do list. Pure selfishness. The only thing that matters is what benefits her. In that house, the man means nothing. His feelings don't count. His needs don't exist. Only her emotions matter. And when the guy, after years of swallowing it all, finally says, "I'm done," and walks away, guess who ends up being the villain? The one who abandoned his family. But take a look at the comments this woman is getting.
So, with regard to the viral videos and the horrible attacks that some of these creators have made about Danielle and misrepresenting her content as somehow shaming or behind my back, I'm going to extend a challenge to these posters. Emily King, Jess, the cat lady. I'm extending a challenge to you, and I've sent you out an invitation to join me on a live and defend your videos. You post, you attack people, you try and take people down. Now we're going to find out if you have the integrity to come stand behind your videos and your content and discuss it openly and publicly in front of a lot of people. I think it would be good entertainment. And I think if, as a creator, if you're going to go make accusations about people, you've got to be willing to come and stand by and back your videos up. So
My father used to say a saying, "There's no man blinder than the one who doesn't want to see." And it's true. Everyone lies to themselves with the lie they like best. This man defends his wife, and that's fine. I can see he still loves her. But accepting bad behavior is accepting that it will happen again. People have been harsh with his wife because they see themselves reflected in her actions. I think that's a lesson for her. Even if you can make funny videos, fame has two sides. Reviewing your content before posting it is the smart move. Because just like you upload things where people say, "What a cute couple," posting everything can also bring you to the dark side of the internet. I watched all the videos, and I don't see any attack other than on the behavior. But what do you think?
Ladies, the more expensive, sophisticated, high maintenance, and successful you look, the more you will scare away men who are either broke, cheap, insecure, or intimidated. And that's a great thing because you don't want anyone who can't afford you.
Oh, hell no!
I'm not trying to sound depressing, but I am tired. I am so tired of dating. I am always some sort of rebound or distraction for somebody. I feel like the best way to describe what I feel like I am is like this person needs someone to hold their hand to cross the bridge, and I'm that person that is there for them. And then the second they get across, I'm not needed anymore. I'm not good enough. And there's always someone else that follows, and that person is always good enough. I don't get it. I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of it.
Women think that just because they dress expensively and act sophisticated, men get intimidated or are being cheap. No, sweetheart, they're simply ignoring you because you're not wife material. Everyone knows you go to the highest bidder, and no one wants to pay for that auction. Then there's the second type. She's tired of always being the rebound girl, the one who helps guys cross the bridge only to get tossed aside afterward. But she doesn't do a bit of self-reflection. Could it be that men don't see you as wife material? You're probably ultra-independent, always demanding everything, and offering nothing that even resembles wifely behavior. Cooking a meal, doing something thoughtful, a basic act of service. When a man doesn't see that in you, he won't take a single step forward, because he knows he won't be treated like a king, and he'll go for the one who will.
You ever notice when a man has a beautiful, gorgeous woman on his arm, suddenly all the other women start paying a lot of attention to him, right? And now he's out there thinking he's turned into some sort of Greek god. And no, she's dating for personality this time. Poor guy's like, damn, everybody's checking me out. I'm so hot. No, sweetie, sit down. They don't want you. I hate to break it to you. They want to compete with her. Because listen, women are natural strategists. When we see a man with a confident, gorgeous woman on his arm, part of us goes like, what's so special about that guy? Is he loaded? Like, why did she choose him? What is he, right? And that's not attraction. It is curiosity mixed with a little competition. Because half the time, when another woman is flirting with a man, knowing that he's full-blown taken, she's not even really into him. she is just testing that woman. She wants to see if she can take what another woman has, just to prove that she simply could, okay? Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande. Okay. It's not about love or even attraction at all. It's purely about ego. But the problem is that most of these men, they misread that. And then all of a sudden they think that they're so irresistible that they've unlocked some sort of God mode and they can have whatever woman that they want, right? No, honey, she just wanted to hold the trophy somebody else had for validation. Now, here's where guys fumble. They really start believing the hype. They start chasing the illusion of something bigger and better out there, and they end up losing the real woman that they had, the one who actually made them glow up in the first place. So here's a little reminder for the men. When another woman's flirting with you, knowing that you're in a relationship, they're not chasing you, honey. They are challenging her. And the second that you forget that, you're going to lose both of them. So yeah, hot. You're super hot. But she's the reason that that woman noticed you in the first place.
If he doesn't buy you a Chanel bag, run. If he doesn't pay for your hair, nails, Botox, or filler, run. If he's not giving you a weekly allowance, run. If he doesn't take you to Dubai or Miami at least 5 times a year, run. If he doesn't take you on fancy dinner dates at least once a week, run. If he doesn't buy you a house in a gated community, run. If he doesn't buy you a new luxury vehicle every 6 months, run. If he doesn't take you to downtown Birmingham, run. If he tells you how he makes his money, run. If he's going bald, also run.
What do these two women have in common? They're both gold diggers. They only see a man's value in what he has or what he represents. It's no surprise women like this are single. Their hunger for money oozes out of their pores. The second one literally wants a millionaire who changes her car every 6 months and flies her to Dubai 5 times a year. The first one forgets a key detail. There are plenty of beautiful women looking for the exact same thing, status and access to places they could never afford on their own. Yes, a beautiful woman can be a symbol of power, but the one with the real power is still the man. She's just the shiny accessory next to the real luxury item. That's why, brothers, be careful with hypergamy. It shows no mercy.
Women.
You know what separates a high value woman to a low value woman, the type of woman that gets what she wants versus the type of woman that doesn't, are these 5 things. Number 1 is a high value woman knows she's high value. So she's not settling for low value things. You want to ask her to go on a last minute date. You want to ask her to come over at midnight. You want to ask her to go for a coffee. You want to ask her to go for a walk. You want to not talk to her for 4 days and expect for her to be around. Forget it. She'll happily save that for the low value people because she's not in a rush. She's not having pressure to meet someone. She knows that the person that's meant for her is going to respect her and know that she is a catch, know that she is special, and only provide her with high value treatment. Number 2 is that she is conscious and respects her time. She respects her time so much that if you're not respecting her time, forget you. She's not wasting her time on the wrong people, giving her bad treatment. She's using her time for herself. Number 3 is that she puts in time and energy into her self-care. She knows that how good she looks is how good she feels with herself. So of course she wants to look good so she can feel her best. And when she feels her best, she has a confident aura to her. Number 4 is that she has a life of her own. She's not revolving her life around some guy, especially not some guy she just met. She's not making him the center of her mind, the center of her reality. She has a life and he's adding to it. And he probably feels grateful that he's able to come into the life of someone so special to add to it as well. And number 5 is that she's not seeking for anything outside of herself because she knows she already has it from within. So she doesn't need to use somebody. She doesn't need to cling on to somebody. She doesn't need to settle for somebody. She doesn't need something outside of her to make her feel whole, happy, and complete.
As a woman, I don't think that you ever receive more when you require less from a man. Like when you are nonchalant, cool, you don't really care if he gets you flowers, playing states, whatever, playing that game of like, yeah, I don't really care, I'm just a cool girl. I never think that that ends up being very worthwhile for the woman, because I think that when you require less from a man, that is exactly what you're going to get. And that may feel good for a brief moment in time, maybe in the beginning when he like chooses you. But I've never observed a relationship that I think was worthwhile for the woman when the woman did not have very high standards and requirements of the man. And I'm not saying that it wasn't a reciprocal relationship where there was like a lot of mutual love and respect and they both kind of cared for each other, but the best relationships I've ever observed is like the man was very chalant. Like the guy was not nonchalant about the woman, and he gave her a lot of care and attention and met her requirements in the relationship. I don't think as a woman, when you lower your standards and require less from a man in order to keep a connection, you ever end up getting really what you want or a worthwhile relationship.
Women want the bears, and we want you to subscribe and help us hit 1,000 likes on this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments. It's important to us. All right then, let's get back to the video.
We don't talk about how hard it is to live as a woman and wake up realizing that everything is built by men for men. And don't get me wrong, I love being a woman. I live in the countryside of Japan with my cat. As a teacher, I'm around kids all day. But even then, I come home and I realize that even little things like ads on my phone are for men. I realize that everything is for men. And I'm slowly curating my life to not be for men. But even in deconstructing my internalized misogyny, I realized that there is always a man in my head watching me. That is making sure that that's my cat. That's making sure that I'm appealing in my daily tasks. And it's going to come with time. It's going to come with realizing my value and my worth within myself. But yeah, I mean, we've been trained since watching Disney movies that the goal is to get married and have kids. And now growing up and becoming educated, I mean, I have a master's degree. I realize that that's not the case. My value is not in having children. My value is not in getting married and finding a husband. It's in finding value within myself. But it's so hard to deconstruct all of these socialized beliefs that I've been spoon-fed. So if you're in the same boat, let me know in the comments. Make me feel less alone.
Same babe, same. I'm tired of getting love bombed, and they lose interest like what? Dating is overrated now, exploding head. Honestly, stop searching. It will come to you. I'm a firm believer in the energy you put out you will receive. Love yourself. Hold on to your morals. Stand firm in your boundaries. Don't ignore red flags. And be comfortable with being alone. I'm tired too, girl, but my peace is far more important than another failed situation. Folded hands, medium skin tone. I recently was asking myself this as well. I've been single for 3 years, and I've always felt like the hospital pit stop for some of these women I've dated. They stop, get seen and heard, get offered advice and compassion, get all patched up, and leave. It's all a lesson, though. We need to take all of what happened and learn from it. God is teaching us something. God bless you, folded hands. Jessica, I feel you. I'm in Seattle as well, and it's absolutely horrible dating here. I have literally just given up like literally 2 days ago. I'm done because I feel like I'm the person that makes the ex jealous, then they come back, and I'm gone. Men need to feel useful, maybe more than to feel loved. This requires a woman to ask things of him. I absolutely love when a girl I'm dating asked me to fix something or do something for her. This doesn't mean complete slavery, of course, but give us little things to do for you that make you happy and makes us feel useful and needed. If a girl wants to be loved and have a man give her the world, there is nothing worse she could possibly do than act like she deserves it and he owes it to her. When I meet those girls who are just sweet and smiley and so excited just to see me and be with me, then I'll buy her the world. Any woman that regurgitates feminist talking points should never get married. You could find the perfect man, but he'd never be good enough for you because of your indoctrination by the left. Get some cats and don't ruin some poor guy's life. It's almost sad that the more we level up and invest in ourselves, the smaller the dating pool. That is exactly why I have my mother's last name, and not my father. My parents were married until my father's passed away. However, my parents chose to have my mother's last name, and my mother never changed her last name when she got married. 100 points. When I was in my 20s, I told boyfriend at time that the kids would take my name. He said, no guy would go for that. I was like, well, I guess I'll be a single mother then.
Patriarchy has stolen so much from women. The most normalized one is maternal lineage. Because let's be for real, how come a woman carries a baby for 9 months, sacrifices her body, sometimes risking her life, only for the kid to take the father's last name? This is the most gold-digging thing ever. If you think about it, there is a fundamental flaw in the patriarchy. It's a system built on the illusion of lineage. Man's greatest fear is that the children is not theirs. Yet, most of histories before DNA, they can never be sure whether the kid is theirs or not. So what they're gonna do, they have to build a cultural, legal system to compensate the biological insecurities only they have experienced. Control women's body, shaming women's sexuality, automatically make the kids take the father's last name. All because for centuries they can never make sure whether the kid is theirs or not. We always know who the mother is, but the father, most of the time, it's a guess. It's an illusion of certainty. Women don't need to control others to make sure of our lineage. We are lineage.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
So, according to you, do you agree that a DNA test should be mandatory at every birth? Because the mother always has absolute certainty, and the father never did until recently. And if now the kid's not even going to carry my last name, because that's patriarchy, then yeah, DNA test, no exceptions. That's the dumbest thing I've heard in years. I build the empire, I provide the money, the roof, the security, and in the end, not even my child carries my name. What's left for me? Bragging about being the biological dad of someone who legally carries his maternal grandfather's name? No man with dignity accepts that. There are grandfathers out there paying fortunes to their own grandchildren just so they carry the family name. If the father's last name bothers you that much, go get inseminated and raise the child on your own. But don't expect to keep the child support, the brave single mom status, and on top of that take away the man's only remaining certainty, his lineage and his name.
In today's episode of Why Men Shouldn't Be Allowed Out in Public, I just left the gym, obviously, and I ended my workout on the hip abductor machine, and unfortunately, ours is faced towards a bunch of upper body machines, so I'm on it, just finished setting it up, doing like a couple of practice moves, and I look up and a man is staring at me, but not at me, but down there, and I catch him midst stare, and he just looks away.
Oh my God. A man looked at you? In a public gym? That scoundrel.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
When you notice your gym crush, but he doesn't notice you.
PSA to all the guys that go to the gym. Let me turn off the TV really fast. I left my dog in the cage and she goes buck wild crazy when I leave her there. So I put on some Disney movies for her. And yes, I'm wearing a filter because I don't have any makeup on and I look like shit today. But please, y'all, for the love of God, if a woman is at the gym and she is getting her workout in, please do not come up to her mid-set to try to have a conversation. I don't care if your intention is to like ask her out. I don't care if your intention is to give her a good compliment, to ask her how her day's going, to sell her the fucking Bible. I don't give a shit. You just, please just don't come up to us mid-set. Clearly, I just got back from the gym, but I actually ended up leaving early because I felt so fucking uncomfortable with how shit was going. And I'm not one of those girls that like cries, oh my God, this guy is looking at me. Like, no, leave people the fuck alone. Like, I don't believe in bullying men at the gym either. But it is really fucking uncomfortable when I walk into the gym and I don't have like anybody else with me. And I dress like this when I go to the gym. Like, I dress like every other gym girly, so I don't want to fucking hear from people who are like, oh, well, the way that you're dressing is kind of asking for it. No, it's not, Becky. I live in fucking Houston, Texas. It's 92 degrees outside, and there's barely AC at the gym that I go to. I actually went to my apartment gym today, and it was actually even worse than the gym that I go to. Like, I walk in, and the minute I walk in, like, I already see this dude, like, fucking eyeing me down. And I'm not, like, again, I'm not saying what his intentions were. He could have, like, all good intentions, but it's fucking uncomfortable, right? And yes, this guy was fucking looking at me, because every time I would look in the mirror, like, the guy was like literally peering around equipment looking. And no, it wasn't like he was looking at himself, because like I locked eyes with him numerous fucking times. But it just got more uncomfortable when I was in the middle of doing a single leg press on the shitty little piece of equipment they have, because again, it's an apartment gym, and like I'm halfway between, like my leg is literally, like I'm pushing, my leg is literally here, and the dude stops his workout. He literally was on the what is it called? The Smith machine. He was actually doing the benching on the Smith machine, and this is the only moment I can think about it, because it's like a Smith machine, right? So I'm literally down here, about ready to push on the fucking machine, because I was at number 5 of fucking 8, and the guy walks up, and I see him halfway. He literally puts down the bench. The Smith machine bench, walks over to me. He's sitting right here, like I couldn't miss him, because he's in my peripheral vision. So I give him a look, and he like, I take out my earbud, and I give him this fucking look, because I like, what the fuck? And the guy goes, do you compete? I literally pause a second. I'm like, no, I don't compete. He just goes, oh, okay. And walks away. I continue my workout, but then I get to the next workout with a single leg RDLs, and the guy then walks up to me halfway through, and I just fucking ignore him by that point, because I was like so fucking fed up. I didn't want to have another conversation after him staring at me numerous fucking times. And then once I finished that workout, I ended up actually leaving, because I could see him waiting to come up to me again. It was just like, guys, please don't do that. Please, just for the love of God. I'm about to run out of time, but this is just a PSA just to say, guys, please, if you're gonna talk to somebody, at least wait until the workout's over, and don't be fucking weird about it. Just, if you wanna say hi, come up after the workout and say hi. Don't do it mid-fucking set.
I think she's delusional. These women at the gym act like they have main character syndrome, like everything revolves around them. A guy can be at the gym and, between sets, look around. Obviously, if there are only 2 people at the gym, of course I'm going to look at you. I need to know if you're a threat, or just to be aware of where you are so I don't get too close. The first thing she thinks is, this guy is into me, but he's not. Of course I have to be aware of who's around me. And with how people are always recording with their phones nowadays, you have to watch out for that too. The gym used to be a temple for working out and disconnecting. Not anymore.
Do you think it's chill when dudes ask out girls at the gym?
If I'm working out and you interrupt me, that's a no. If you stare at me for too long, that's a no. And if you try to be cool, but you're not, then it's a no.
What does that look like if they're trying to be cool and they're not?
They're trying to look interesting, but they're not.
How do you think dudes try to look interesting?
I feel like they want to make you feel that they're the big guy, but it's like, there's nothing like a humble king that approaches you.
Is it chill for a dude to ask out a girl at the gym?
Yes. We're also like in an LDS community, so we don't have bars. The gym
This
is
is
like
our
a bar.
bar.
Fossa is the social scene. Like,
Fosa's the Orem Provo watering hole.
but we don't mind at all. I think people who mind it shouldn't go to a public gym. Who am I to say?
Would you have said yes if he approached you at the gym? When you were doing hip thrusts?
If he approached me doing hip thrusts, I probably would have been like, you know. Here's the thing. I feel like girls really crap on guys approaching them at the gym. Just be a civil, kind human being. It's not hard. If you're not interested, you can just politely say like, no thanks, I'm not interested. I've had guys approach me where I'm initially not super chatty with them. And then as we developed a friendship at the gym and gained rapport with each other, then I felt more comfortable with them asking me out. But right off the bat at the gym, probably not the best place to ask a girl.
But get to know them first.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, just don't be creepy about it.
I've seen a couple videos where mainly women, they'll talk about how guys just won't approach them in the gym anymore. I saw one where a lady said that every time she gets near a guy in the gym, they'll like move, or like they'll kind of like angle themselves away from her, or just not try to look in her direction. And she was confused. And ladies, y'all have to understand, like, social media has made it so bad. They basically demonize men even wanting to look at you in the gym. Like, the countless amount of videos that I've seen of women talking, labeling dudes as creeps in the gym, or calling a dude creepy when in actuality he might have just been staring a second too long, or might have been looking at her direction and wasn't really even looking at her, but labeling him as a creep, and now that's everyone on social media, is mind-boggling. Now, that's not to say there aren't creepy dudes in the gym. I used to work in one. I understand there are a lot of creeps, but I don't think it's to that high of a degree. And I'm not a woman. I can't speak from that, but I'm just saying social media has made it to where guys are even scared to look your way. And I mean, you can't really blame us. It's not our fault. Now, to my fellas, there is a way for you to be able to talk to women in the gym. I mean, that still is a thing, but a lot of dudes would much rather just take the safer route and not even get involved with that. And I don't blame them.
Women want the bears, and we want you to subscribe and help us hit 1,000 likes on this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments. It's important to us. All right then, let's get back to the video.
I feel like a hot button issue in like gym culture is men staring at women in the gym and making them feel uncomfortable. And there's a lot of like gym bros that truly believe that if girls wear like a sports bra and leggings or scrunch butt leggings or shorts, that it gives them a right to stare at a woman. And I had this realization today that the reason why it feels like so uncomfortable and so threatening, especially in a gym, is because it's so easy to not let somebody know that you're checking them out or that you're looking at them because there's mirrors everywhere. And the reason I thought about it today is because there was this guy in my gym that I was fairly certain was a pretty famous actor from a show I used to watch when I was younger. And so I spent a lot of my lift looking in the mirrors at him, trying to figure out if it was him, and then like kind of trying to see what he was doing because I just thought it was interesting. And not once did we make eye contact or did he catch me staring at him or like there was no point where it was obvious what I was doing, but I was looking at him like most of the time for about 45 minutes. And if you are just blatantly staring at somebody to the point where they notice it and they're uncomfortable, you're just being a dick. You can still check somebody out if you think they're good looking without making them feel uncomfortable or threatened. It's really not hard.
These days, most men don't even take chances anymore. They train at 11 p.m. or 5 a.m. because that's when the gym is full of testosterone and empty of drama. Why? Because a 2-second glance can end up on TikTok with the caption, "Gym creep." That's why you don't see men helping anymore, or telling someone if they're doing something right or wrong. Guys just walk away or turn their backs, like the dude in the intro who got rejected. They'd rather avoid a problem that doesn't even exist. We can't even find peace in the gym anymore.
Women.
And this is why women say, we pick the bear. We pick the bear. And he knows I'm recording him too. Because there's so many empty ellipticals, and you picked the one right next to me. What was the reason? What was the reason? I know you hear me. What was the reason? Now we both uncomfortable.
Fuck up, you crazy bitch whore!
Why don't men check out women at the gym anymore? A lot of men are keeping their heads down and they're trying to pretend that women don't exist at the gym. Social media has absolutely destroyed natural interactions at the gym, and it's unfortunate. Guys who happen to glance over for half a second or accidentally making eye contact, he's labeled as a creep. A lot of men have gotten the overall message to not engage, to not take the risk. The second a guy even glances over in the general direction of a woman, she's got her phone out recording him for social media, completely blowing it out of proportion. Men know that a single false allegation could totally ruin their lives. And at the gym, it's one of the worst places for that risk to actually happen. Even if he offers to help her, he could be considered mansplaining fitness to her, or his very existence makes these women feel uncomfortable. When the reality is most men just go to the gym to get a good workout in. He's there to improve himself. And no man wants to be that creepy guy staring at you mid-squat. The audacity, there's actually some women who get upset that men aren't looking. They spent 30 minutes picking out the perfect gym outfit for them. And then when the men don't look, they're asking, where are all the good men? Why aren't men interested anymore? It's unfortunate it's gone to the point where men don't even feel comfortable going to the gym anymore because of this. They have to act so unnatural.
Something, let me get this off my chest. So, aquí at the gym, right? There's this older man that he's around 60 years old. Está panzón, feo, horrible. Y yo no sé de hablar del físico, pero este hombre, I have
seen him just for a year now that I have been coming like consistently to the gym, and with seeing him obviously. And he comes always to the gym, pretend he's working out, but his eyes are just staring dead ass on girls' ass, younger females. He's not gonna look at one that it's on the 30, 40 years old. No, he's looking at young little girls. They're working out, stretching, doing something. He'll stand there and just go. And today, I was doing back and biceps. And I was working out really nice. And then I turn back and I see him. And he's just standing there, staring at me. And he gives me this, like an anxiety, like his presence. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, he projects this weird, creepy vibe. You feel me? And every time I see him, I just get pissed off. I can't stand him. And I come early because I would normally be there like 10:30. I get there 8:30, 9, and he's still there. Fucking man. Like, he just irritates me so much because I moved real quick. I finished my sets. I move. And then he moves over there. And I'm like, fucking guy. Like, ooh. And I just try to. So I move. I do my biceps. I move. I go to abs. He goes to fucking near the ab machine. And I'm like, just put your head down. Just finish, get it done. But there was this around 22-year-old girl far away near the entrance where he was just literally standing and he was just looking at her. Like, no le quitaba los ojos. He was just staring at her workout, and I can feel that she felt awkward. She felt like, fuck. Because she kept putting her head down and she kept like trying to look somewhere else, try to hide her butt. Because it's a fucking uncomfortable situation where a guy won't stop staring at you. And she had, just like me, fully clothed. And this guy would.
Imagine this. You take the first machine near the entrance to start your workout, and suddenly this delusional woman walks in, pulls out her phone, and insults you because you're using a machine in a gym you're paying for. A machine that's there to be used, period. If it bothers her so much, why doesn't she move? Now think about what the last woman said. An older guy, probably not even remotely interested in her. In a gym full of women, no matter where you look, there's going to be one in sight. He's not a creep. It's just that modern co-ed gyms are packed with women, and you literally can't look anywhere without someone being nearby. Even worse, with phones recording workouts everywhere, they get mad if you walk by and ruin their video. But tell me, has anything like this ever happened to you at the gym? We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. Why are men leaving gyms? Why are women acting delusional about men at the gym? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and keeps us motivated to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.